From 19% in 2019 to about 30% in the present year. That's how much petrol SUVs have grown in the Indian market. And that's why Tata Motors, which was missing on the action in this segment, has now come up with the Safari and the Harrier with a 1.5 litre petrol engine, which they call Hyperion. Same hardware as the Sierra, but not same output in terms of power. More power, more torque than Sierra. But how is it to drive? Does it suffice for a vehicle like Safari, a heavy, big SUV and the Harrier? That's exactly what we'll find out over the next few minutes, and I'll tell you what's good about these engines and what could have been better. Alright, now let's talk about the in-cabin experience of the new Safari and Harrier. And I'm driving the Safari right now, also driven the Harrier. Not much of a change, but I'll tell you basically what has changed is, in terms of space, structural, there are no changes. So you get the same amount of space, you get this, the same type of headroom, legroom. That hasn't changed much. What has changed though is that you get now a better screen. So you get this Samsung OLED screen that really looks the part and works fantastically well. It's like operating a premium smartphone. So the touch response is really sharp, it's quick, and then the colors, the way they pop out, the look is really rich. It comes with Dolby Atmos, and I think in this price segment Tata Motors has really nailed it. This is one of the best sound experiences you can get. It's at par with some luxury cars. That's how good the audio system is. So that's the kind of upgrade you get. Of course, then there are these red leather seats in the Safari. In the Harrier, you've got a different shade, different pattern on the dashboard. So minor changes, but all of them elevate the overall experience. The main change, however, is the engine. That's what this review is all about, right? Now, let me tell you that before I started driving this car, the key question I had in my mind was a 1.5 litre engine for some vehicle, which is as heavy as the Safari or the Harrier might not be enough. But trust me, it is enough. And I'm surprised the way Tata Motors has done work on this engine. I think this is one of the, best work they've done in terms of engine in years. The engine in terms of power is good. It's the same hardware as the Sierra, but in a different state of tune. So as a result of that, you get little more horsepower, little more torque, 170 PS, 280 Newton meters of torque. Both figures are more than what you get in the Sierra. So that's down to tuning to compensate for the additional weight that the Harrier and Safari have. So yes, it compensates for the weight, of course, but the big question is, does it perform in real world conditions? And the answer to that is a big yes. The way the electric turbo has been calibrated, the way the engine changes have been made, the way the friction losses have been reduced, all of it comes down to making sure that the car moves in a quick manner, and that too right from the word start. So even when you're starting, there is a hint of turbo lag, but very quickly the engine recovers from that and you get going. When you're driving it in drive mode, again, the gear shifts are fine. They're not rapid, but they're not slow either. They're perfectly fine for a car of this segment, for the kind of buyer. And when you are shifting gears in drive mode, when the gears are changing themselves and you suddenly want power, there will be a bit of a lag, especially if you're in low RPMs. You'll get a hint of a lag, but then again, like I said, even during the start, it just gets overcome. The engine is able to overcome it very easily. An easier way to fix that, if you're driving in the mountains or on twisty roads, take control using these paddle shifters. That masks the lag very efficiently and you're able to get going in a much quicker manner. So yes, overall, I think Tata Motors has done a great job with this engine in terms of power. It doesn't feel slow at all. It gets going with ease, irrespective of what gear you are. When you demand power, power is there. You do not feel shortchanged in terms of the ability to overtake long trucks on the highway. All of that can be done with ease. The hallmark though, the best thing that I like about this engine is this NVH. Tata Motors has done an astounding job in terms of noise, vibration and harshness. The way the insulation has been done, it's brilliant. And you can barely listen to the sound of the engine, especially once you get going. You're in the top gear, you're cruising. It is pin drop silent. What you will hear then is, yes, the aerodynamics, because it's a big vehicle, it can't be as efficient as a sedan. So you will hear the wind noise, there will be some tire roll, but the engine sound is barely audible. So that's a really good thing about the vehicle. And that just adds to the overall premium experience. It just gives you that luxury, that premium feel. So that, I think, is the biggest improvement on this engine. The biggest takeaway for me is the NVH, super silent, super refined. Kudos to Tata Motors engineers for having done this. And of course, like I said, it drives well. The key problem for petrol engines though has been fuel efficiency. Now this is a quick short drive that we're doing, so I can't give you a detailed fuel efficiency number, but based on what I've driven right now, if you're driving in city traffic, you can expect about 9 kilometers. But again, I would say this is based on a very short drive. But 9 kilometers in city and maybe 11 to 12 on the highway, which I think is good. Of course, once we get the vehicle for a longer test, we will push it and find out more in terms of fuel efficiency. But yes, what Tata Motors claims to cover, the power, the refinement, the fuel efficiency aspects, I think they've done a brilliant job. Let us know, what do you like the most about the new Harrier and the Safari, and do you think Tata Motors could have done a little bit more? Let us know in the comments. So while this is the roundup of the engine, now there are things that could have been better in this vehicle. For example, the steering. The steering feels very vague, in both the vehicles. It basically doesn't communicate at all what's happening with the front wheel. It feels very artificial. It's light, but it's not engaging at all. So this is an area of improvement. Also, the shifter that you have is very fiddly. You always tend to get it wrong, so that is something again you'll need to get used to. That it doesn't even feel premium to operate. It feels sort of like a low cost component in a car that is otherwise very premium. So these are areas that could have been better, and these are not like major fixes, could be made better. But even the plastic quality, I think here the hard plastic, slight improvement. It's not bad at all, but yes, overall these are the areas of improvement that I find in the new Safari and Harrier Petrol.